you?
I'm doing well, Felicia. Hey, congratulations on being part of this Nickelodeon's Monster High series.
I'm thrilled. I can't I think Ghoulia is so adorable and I did her voice for a long time before I saw her character design and I just fell in love with her more when I finally saw what she looked like.
That is terrific to hear. So, what was the path that you were brought on board to this project for
I
you?
actually auditioned for it and I got a call back and I actually read the part of Clawdeen and I was so nervous because it was on Zoom. So all I saw were these black boxes listening to me doing my lines and then I left and I was like, I don't know, was it good or not? And I didn't expect them to call. And when they called with Ghoulia, I was so excited because she's so much more me than Claudine would be. And so, yeah, it's like the perfect role for me. I love her so much and I really hope people fall in love with her as much as I have.
Now, for those people who don't know, because Ghoulia is a brand new character, tell us who Ghoulia is, because the only thing that I got is that she loves games, just like you.
Yeah. Well, she's been in other Monster High iterations. She's even in the live action, which is exciting because she's so cute in that. But Ghoulia is she's an undead zombie, and she does like eating brains, but she also loves video games, and she skateboards a lot, and she's a little quirky and kind of maybe not as coordinated as other people, but she is kind of very competitive and supportive of her friends. So she's really part of this friend group in a really lovely way. And the ensemble is just so fun in the show.
So, what was your approach of trying to establish that voice for Ghoulia? Because I know you've been a voice actor for many years now, and you probably came up with so many iterations. And how did you want to like settle down with Ghoulia's voice?
Well, Ghoulia, she's I mean, it's a high school character, so but I do have kind of a young voice anyway. Whenever somebody calls me, they ask to speak with my mother, and I'm like, I'm a mother, thank you. But so, but yeah, Ghoulia is a little bit sportier, a little bit more confident in a strange way, but not with people. And it's just really channeling, like seeing her on the skateboard and seeing her with her phone on, or on the computer. Like she definitely is one who's a little bit more focused, a little bit more competitive, a little bit more sporty. And channeling that was really fun because that's not me, but it's who I always aspire to be. And actually, it's more my kid. My kid is more of a, run around, get on a skateboard kind of person. And I admire her because she's going to probably do a lot more daring things that I do in my life. So, yeah, being able to hook into that and also just kind of contrast between the other characters. It was really fun, and I was able to find a voice for her that really I felt fit.
Now, of course, Ghoulia is going to be premiering in this upcoming episode called Nightmare, which is a holiday episode.
It's a holiday, yes, which I think is so adorable, just being a part of that. And Draculaura is has to do this party and she's feeling a little overwhelmed. And I mean, as a sucker for anything holiday, I'm so excited to kind of premiere on this episode. Um, and I think people are going to love it too because we're in a festive time of year and being able to have that kind of festivity in the middle of this sort of crazy. Hi, Kitty. I love this so much. Hi, Kitty. To have this in the middle of a holiday celebration with these supernatural creatures, I think is a really funny juxtaposition, and it's really going to be a great episode.
Like a lot of these episodes, I feel like there's a lesson learned somewhere. Somewhere is there a lesson on this one, or we're just having a lot of fun?
Well, what I love about this show is, this is a new iteration of the show, and I think that Shea Fontana, the showrunner, has really brought a lot of, well, not only diversity in the characters and the way they're portrayed and their problems, but also connecting a creative, an emotional arc as an analogy to being a monster, which I think is a wonderful thing with this show. It's an opportunity to kind of, take the struggles of growing up and put them in a sort of fantastic area where you're not really talking about feelings, but you really are. And I feel like you take more away from it rather than being kind of like told what you should feel. And so that's the fun thing about the show. Everything's always funny and quirky and all over the place, but at the same time, you can walk away and kind of feel emotionally satisfied. And that's why I really think what's special about it.
It sounds like you're a real big fan of Monster High because it seems like you know so much about all
I
of this.
mean, I was way too old to be into Monster High when it came out, but I was the kid who would have been in love with the show. And I have a kid who is obsessed with Halloween who will love the show when I finally show it to her in a couple years. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe next year, maybe now. She might love it. Um, but yeah, I was a Hot Topic lover. I love the sort of alternative to princesses that this show offers. And I especially like this new iteration of the show that really has more realistic body types, more down to earth problems, and I feel like it's even more relatable than the show was before. So I'm really thrilled to be a part of it, and I want everyone to try it out too because I really think whether you're a kid or an adult, this is a fun show.
Now, you've done a lot of animated shows previously, but could you guarantee us that this is not like a one and done type of appearance? Like it
Oh,
isn't.
no, no, no. I have many episodes I've done, I promise. Ghoulia is I've gotten some I have a couple of episodes where it's all about Ghoulia. Like this is a long-term project. Hopefully they'll have me back, in future seasons, but this season in particular, you will see lots of Ghoulia, and it's really wonderful to be sort of a more of a regular part of the show. Because I developed some really cool relationships with the other characters, and it feels a lot more long term. So yeah, I'm not just in the holiday episode. You will see lots of Ghoulia and hopefully love her as much as I do.
That is great news to hear. And for you, Felicia, what is the enjoyment of voice acting? Because we know you do both live acting, voice acting, producing, podcasting. You do everything, but
I do.
but in this case, what is the enjoyment of voice acting for you?
I just love being a part of, well, first of all, I record a lot of it right here in my house. So that's nice. But also, I have a certain way I look, and you can vary that a little bit when you do jobs on camera, but you can't alter your age or your background or the world that you're in the way that you can in animation. And I've been a fish, I've been an alien, I've been Mary Jane, I've been a lot of characters in animation, and you are able to really, I think, be even explore your range a lot more. Not only with the voices you do, but just the experiences that you have. And yeah, it's very freeing. It is very freeing to do animation because you can't be too big sometimes. I played like a ginger root who had like a very strange accent, and in a show, and it's just fun playing. It's really fun playing with your voice, and it's something that I really did study. I got some opportunities early on because of who I am, but then quickly realized this is an art form that has nothing to do with on-camera acting. And so diving into that world, learning new, developing my talents and my abilities has been a really fun, journey over the last several years. And I continue to get more and more work, and I hope more Ghoulia from now on. That would be amazing.
Most excellent. Well, Felicia, hey, we really appreciate you carrying this conversation with us, and particularly about Ghoulia and Monster High. And it's amazing, is because I've been covering, like geek and nerd things since like the '90s with Comic Con and Gen
Oh,
Con,
wow.
and this is the first time I ever seen you or met you.
Wow, that's really funny because I've been around.
I know, but it is so strange because these events are so big, and I guess
Yeah. Well,
hundreds of.
hopefully our paths will cross again.
Well said.